Let's be clear from the very beginning. This isn't a motivational speech. This is a strategic masterclass in personal reinvention. Together, we're going to walk through the actual architecture of profound, lasting change. Let's begin. And this right here, this is the core idea of the entire framework. So forget the hype, forget temporary inspiration. Real change starts with a cold, hard look at what must be torn down before anything new can be built. Think of it this way. This is a process of engineering, not emotion. So let's just get right to it. Do you feel that sense of stagnation? Like you're operating in a loop that you just can't seem to break? Or maybe you look around at the people, the content you consume, your daily surroundings, and it feels like it belongs to a past version of yourself, a version you've clearly outgrown. And no matter how good your intentions are, do you find yourself just defaulting to the same old habits, the same reactions, and getting the same limiting results day after day? Look, if any of those questions hit home, you are in exactly the right place. We're not here to offer you some temporary fix. We are here to give you a structured, actionable blueprint to rebuild yourself from the ground up. Okay, phase one. This is purely analytical. Like any serious construction project, you have to survey the existing structure first. You have to diagnose what is with brutal honesty before you can even decide what's going to be. This is what we call the identity inventory. And it's not about the person you pretend to be. It's about your default state. What do your private habits, your unfiltered thoughts, and your unconscious actions really say about your true operating system? That's your baseline. Now, you have to look at the forces that are programming you every single day. You are, in many ways, an aggregate of your inputs. Your friends, your social media feed, the conversations you're in, none of this is neutral. It is all actively shaping your identity, whether you're conscious of it or not. This audit is absolutely non-negotiable. Now, here's a concept most people just completely miss. You can't build a skyscraper on the foundation of a shack. It's just not going to work. Before you start adding new habits, new skills, or new mindsets, you must first strategically remove what's holding the old structure in place. This is demolition. And this slide illustrates that sequence perfectly. On the left, we have demolition. This means cutting your addiction to external approval, eliminating habits that just drain your energy, and ending your attachment to who you used to be. Only then, after you've cleared the ground, can you move to the right, to reconstruction. It's a logical, two-step process. So, with the foundation cleared, we move from analysis to architecture. This is where you deliberately become the designer of your own evolution. This is the strategic phase. A new identity isn't something you find. It's something you build through a series of conscious decisions. So, what are the new, higher standards you're going to hold yourself to? What are the absolute rules you will not break? What skills does this new version of you require? And critically, all of it must be built on the non-negotiable foundation of physical health. Feelings are fickle. Motivation is just a temporary chemical state. They are completely unreliable materials for building a new life. So the crucial point is this: we do not rely on them. We build systems, impersonal, repeatable structures that function regardless of how you feel on any given day. And here is that architecture in practice. It starts with a morning system to win the first battle of the day. Then, you have a weekly review to analyze data and correct your course. A monthly reset helps you realign with your big picture objectives. And finally, an accountability protocol that ensures you actually follow through. This is how you automate discipline.
All right, now we have to address the reality of this process. The blueprint is sound, but putting it into action means navigating some serious real-world resistance, both from the outside and from inside yourself. This is the gauntlet.
Let's be perfectly clear about this. When you change, you create friction with an environment that was built for your old self. This often results in a period of social isolation. This is not a sign of failure. It is the price of admission, a predictable and honestly a necessary phase. This is the mental warfare you must be prepared for. Being misunderstood, losing friends, dealing with criticism. These aren't problems. They are data points confirming your progress. They are simply markers that the demolition of your old self is succeeding. And you have to remember, this is a long game. At 6 months, that internal and external resistance will likely be at its absolute peak. But by 12 months, your new systems will start to feel normal. That's your new baseline. And by the 2-year mark, through sheer consistency, the new identity is no longer an act, it's just who you are. The change is compounded and it is locked in. So there you have it. The framework has been laid out. The phases are clear, the costs are known, and the process is defined. The strategy is on the table. The only remaining variable is your execution. The blueprint is complete. The question now is, who will you choose to build?